One, member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
You got Yeah, I just apologize to the team and staff and for being a distraction, just stupid. And so I explained everything that happened and owned it, and just stupid. Should not have myself in that kind of position.
Urban, did you fly back with the team, or did you stay in?
No, I stayed to see the grandkids, and we all went to dinner that night at the restaurant. And then there's a big group next to our restaurant, and they wanted me to come over and take pictures, and I did. And they were trying to pull me out on the dance floor, screwing around, and I should have left.
How did the team react? I mean, they're probably pretty reactionary, or how did they take it? Your apology?
Well, I've always been so defensive of them. I remember when Trevor told me he was going to go to Vegas for his bachelor party. I mean, I was just, my gosh, man, be careful and surround yourself, and because I've seen this happen, and I just. So the team. I spoke to a bunch of leaders one-on-one. Spoke to all the players. They're good. They were focused on Tennessee, and I apologized again for being a distraction. And coach should not be a distraction.
How about your family? Did you feel the need to apologize to your family?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, that's not me, and that's oh yeah, they're upset.
Have you talked to Shad Khan about it, and what was that conversation like?
I did talk to Shad, and very supportive, and Trent, I talked to him obviously at length. Right when I got that phone call that night, the next night. This is after, the Bengals game.
All right, welcome in. It is the, Wednesday edition of the Jay Barker Show. Lars Anderson back in studio with us from Tide 100.9 FM, our flagship station down in Tuscaloosa. Matt Coulter with us as well, but a lot to dive into. The Urban Meyer saga, as you heard, continues, as we heard his press conference yesterday, kind of discussion about the players, his family, and the people that he's had to really be held accountable to. It seemed like he had a good conversation, or a long conversation with the GM, as well as got some support, he felt like, from his the owner, Khan. So we'll kind of continue to kind of work through that and kind of see where all that leads to. I know you guys yesterday at first kind of initial thoughts were maybe he will not make it, just based on support from the players, the team, and others in the press, especially. Lars, you started getting a lot of things coming in talking about that they felt like this could be a death knell when it came to Urban Meyer in his career right now, early on, 4 games into his NFL coaching career.
Yeah, Mike Silver of the NFL Network, a good friend of mine. We worked together at Sports Illustrated for about 15 years. He was reporting that Urban Meyer didn't address the issue in front of the team. He did it with position groups, and that players were snickering and laughing at him after he left the room. And it feels like, Matt, that he's lost the team, and they're 0-4. And I've never heard of a coach not flying back with the team. I understand that Urban has sort of financial interests in Columbus. He's got ties there. He's got his bar there. He's got a bar there, Urban Meyer's Pint House. So that's where Meyer said he went with family members that night. Didn't see any pictures of Shelley, his wife, there. Can't imagine Shelley was there. And Shelley has put out a statement just saying that her husband was just blowing off steam. But again, it was just there was just roughly an hour after his Monday news conference. Another video emerged on social media. It appeared to show Meyer touching a woman's bottom while he was sitting at the bar. The woman appeared to be wearing the same clothes as the woman that in the first viral video.
Wow.
And so Matt, you've seen the videos, and Meyer said yesterday on his radio show that the conversations he's had with people inside the organization, he's just said what he did was horrible. And he reiterated his concern that he's not sure how the incident will impact his ability to lead the team moving forward. And he admitted, hey, I'm a distraction. I got to earn the trust back. Can he do it?
I don't think so. Maybe we're all overlooking one thing. It's just a marketing ploy because his pint house is doing poorly. It's really going to be packed now. Now, I just found this from Mark Long, who's the AP writer in Florida. Meyer was asked, and I'm just going to read this straight off my screen. Meyer on getting his team ready to play the Titans. Here's Urban Meyer's response. I don't believe that's in my court. What? The leaders of the team are going to make that decision. It depends on how much trust you have built up with them, how we structure everything this week and focus on winning that game. The first, 5-6 words, I don't believe that's in my court. That's not going to get your fans and your team and your owner back, is it? What is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
You got a reaction. That's not in my court.
Yeah, I know. I think right now the best thing for him to do or should have done is just hit it head on and then just be quiet and not really say much more about it besides I'm going to go deal with my family. I'll make sure the team understands where I stand on this. And I made a horrible mistake. And, one time I saw him in the press conference kind of reach up underneath this, like he was wiping a tear away from his eye. And to me, I'm
calculated wipe of tear.
Yeah, don't do that. But he's, I still don't think it's definitely not a fireable offense. I mean, he's at a public place. It's his restaurant. According to him, the people that were next door were having, I guess a get-together party. They came over and wanted pictures, or either invited him over, and then the wanted him to dance, and the dancing began. Some have said that his hands were inappropriately in a place. When I watch it, actually my first reaction was he was protecting himself. So putting up a guard to a degree. So he should have pushed it away and moved on. But, I'm sure Urban Meyer had been drinking a little bit that night and things got out of hand. And he wishes that he never would have gotten himself in that situation.
And again, a player told Mike Silver of NFL Network, quote, he has zero credibility in this stadium. He had very little to begin with.
Wow.
So that I want to focus on that second part. He had very little to begin with. Why would Urban Meyer have very little credibility with the players to begin with? Is it because of the Tim Tebow distraction? I mean, everybody knew that Tim Tebow was not going to make that team. And he could have possibly taken the place of someone who could have had a legitimate shot. I mean, isn't the job of the head coach, Jay, to bring in everybody, as many players as possible that could help you win football games? Mm-hmm. And there wasn't one football person I'd talked to who thought that Tim Tebow had any shot of making that team. And that's why I think he may have been the first player cut. I'm not sure, but he certainly was among the first players cut.
I think what could have been too, Matt, is just the fact that he was a college coach. And that they felt like that he didn't have the experience. But you would think in Jacksonville, from the players' perspective, the fans' perspective, just what he did at Florida, that he would have had some respect. The guy won a national championship. But here's the thing. I mean, I saw a number the other day. It was over 200, or it was yesterday, over 200 players that he's recruited and played at Florida have an arrest or have some kind of disciplinary action against them at some point in time in their career. And we know you wrote about one. Aaron
Did a whole book on it.
Yeah, Hernandez.
And
so
documentary, I think.
Yeah, so there's a lot that's been now spread out there. There's been I've seen from TikToks to Instagrams to people that are just hammering down on Urban Meyer. And I guess this was for some kind of the last straw, like the thing that kind of broke the camel's back and then just decided, hey, I'm going to unleash everything I know about him and all the dirt. And you're seeing a lot of that going on online right now.
Matt, why do you think sort of nationally people just seem not to like Urban Meyer?
Well, he kind of quit on. He quit on Florida. He quit on Ohio State. I think some of it's probably a little bit of envy because he's won national championships. He's a good football coach. But I'm reading more into the Tim Tebow thing. That didn't bother me a bit. Give the guy a couple of reps, let him practice, and then, he's going to go. But I'm getting the feeling now that the players may have been offended by that a whole lot more than we originally knew. And that's certainly not helping with his latest move, moronic
when
move.
All the reporters in the locker room are gathered around the fifth string tight end. Of course,
aggravating.
Jay, would that be aggravating to you as a player? If so, all the reporters during training camp are gathered around the fifth string tight end rather than focused on starting quarterback, backup quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, and also the selection of Travis Etienne, and then saying that he's going to play wide receiver.
Yeah,
that was a head scratcher.
It was, and a lot more as far as coming up, dealing with all the different things that maybe again. We don't understand that there's more out there, I think, than we actually know about. And I think that's why maybe the players and the coaches or administrators and even the fans, maybe they're a little bit frustrated right now with some of the stuff. And this is kind of, as I said, the last thing that kind of broke the camel's back.
Yeah, and the levee may be breaking here.
Yeah. Local Realty is definitely going to help you out when it comes to not only saving money, making money when it comes to selling your home. LocalRealtyFlatFee.com. Go to LocalRealtyFlatFee.com. You'll find out more information about a 5-star company. Jeremy and Gina Miller have done a terrific job putting together not only a great team, but finding a way to really save you money and help you when it comes to selling your home. And again, it's your biggest investment. So it's your equity, so you should get the most out of it. $2,900 flat fee up to a $500,000 listing. And that's going to save you not thousands, but tens of thousands of dollars on selling your home. So check them out. Look for yourself. LocalRealtyFlatFee.com. That's LocalRealtyFlatFee.com for more information on Local Realty. All right, we'll continue live from AVX and BamaInsider.com and all throughout the Jay Barker Network. Stay with us as we continue hour number 1.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Fall in love with easy savings at JCPenney's Friends and Family Sale. Make yourself cozy with up to 50% off savings across the store. Plus, take an extra 30% off with coupon now through Sunday. Bundle up with new men's and women's outerwear styles. Or warm up the family in Exertion activewear. Plus, give your home a refresh for less. New fall styles, great fall savings. JCPenney. Offers and coupon valid through 10/10. Some exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Ms. Reno.
I made that one call to Ms. Reno after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Ms. Reno after being T-boned on McFarland. He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Ms. Reno after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One name, one call, one firm. Ms. Reno.
No representation made that quality legal services to be performed is greater than quality legal services performed by other lawyers.
Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They've got the big brands you know and trust. Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Cooper, and they can finance for you as well. When you need routine maintenance and alignment, a tune-up, whatever it is, belts, hoses, just basic stuff, or when you don't know what's wrong with your car, truck, or SUV, make it Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They're dependable, they're trustworthy. That's why they've lasted for over 36 years. Skyland Boulevard, McFarland Boulevard East in Northport on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard. Check out the website, TuscaloosaTireandService.com.
When you needed your mom, she was always there with the Vicks Vapor Rub. She used that soothing scent to calm you. And her mom used it to calm her. And her mom, well, you get the idea. Vicks Vapor Rub's always been there. It always made you feel better. And today, it still does. Bring back those childhood memories with the comfort and care only Vicks Vapor Rub can bring. Vicks Vapor Rub, family tradition for a reason.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
With Taco Casa, it's not really fast food because it's made fresh every day in the store. The quality hasn't changed. The consistency hasn't changed because we haven't changed anything in the food. It's made fresh every morning in every restaurant. I think buzzwords in today's food industry are locally sourced and high quality ingredients. We want to say, that sounds great. We've been doing that since 1974.
Under the biggest cactus in town, Taco Casa.
So, what are you sipping? Whether it's our freshly ground coffee to wake you up or an icy Polar Pop cup or Froster to keep you going, our new Sip and Save drink subscription at Circle K will keep you refreshed every day. Join Circle K's Sip and Save and grab any size drink every day for just $5.99 a month. Yeah! Start sipping and saving today. Just sign up with your mobile number when you check out at Circle K. Limited time offer at participating locations.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Mostly cloudy, occasional showers and thunderstorms are likely this afternoon and tonight. The rain could be heavy in spots. The high today 79, tonight's low 66. Tomorrow mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms around. The high at 80. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 77 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All right, welcome back in as we continue live from AVX Audio Video Excellence. Lars Anderson back in studio, Matt Coulter as well, and joining us now, let's go right to him from CTSN, Crimson Tide Sports Network, and that is Roger Hoover. He joins us each and every Wednesday, normally at 12:30, pushing it up for one segment. He's got a lot to get done and getting ready for the week and heading out to Kyle Field at Texas A&M and Alabama. But Roger, welcome in. Thanks for being with us. As always, hope you had a great weekend.
Certainly did. It made it a lot easier with the way the Crimson Tide played on Saturday. Got to enjoy a good football game and some good popcorn as well. What a solid day we had on Saturday in Tuscaloosa.
No doubt about it. And even Big Al jumping in on the popcorn act we saw how quickly they were able to get that costume put together. Pretty amazing. Let's go back to that game for a second. Lane came in, I think, with I'm going to throw the kitchen sink. I'm going to go at them with everything I've got. I'm going to take chances. And really felt like the fourth down on about the 30-yard line where he went for it. Alabama makes the stop, and that momentum changer, as well as the first drive when we stopped them down the goal line, that was huge. That was a 14-point turnaround as far as for the Alabama to go 94 yards and score a touchdown and be able to get on board first. So just talk about those two scenarios and how that really impacted the game as far as just probably the psychology on both sides of the field.
Yeah, I think it was huge for the Crimson Tide to get that stop, just keeping Ole Miss off the scoreboard, but also showing that if you're going to continue to be this aggressive, we're not going to let you score. We're not going to let you convert all the time on fourth down because, Ole Miss was able to convert a couple times on that drive, and then getting that stop was just huge. And that, like you said, the psychology of the game just flipped there because Ole Miss had done some pretty good things leading up to that, but after that, they just had a really hard time gaining traction against the Crimson Tide defense, and I think that's mostly because of the defensive line. I think guys like Tim Smith and Fedarian Mathis, LeBron Ray, when he's been healthy, those guys just really imposed their will on the Ole Miss offensive line, and it seemed like they backed down just as the first half went along. I thought Alabama, that was a key matchup in this game that Alabama won, and that allowed the secondary to play well. That allowed the linebackers to play well as a result. Just had a really good domino effect throughout that entire defense. And then the Crimson Tide offense just did what they're going to do, what we kind of expected Alabama to do. We figured that Ole Miss would be able to score some more and keep it in that kind of track meet style game that we saw in Oxford last year. But credit the Crimson Tide defense, credit Pete Golding. I mean, everyone talked about how Lane had been working all year long and making sure he was ready for Ole Miss against Alabama. Well, I think on the flip side, Pete Golding has been working like crazy to make sure that what we saw last year in Oxford didn't happen again, and he certainly made sure it didn't. What a great start to the game the Crimson Tide had. Yes, Ole Miss had some late touchdowns, but Alabama won the game at that point. So I was really impressed by everything we saw from the Tide defensively, especially on Saturday.
Excuse me. Looking ahead to the game this weekend, Kyle Field in College Station against Texas A&M. What do you think the Aggies need to do to keep this game close? And we know that they're coming off 2 straight losses. Their backup quarterback has been struggling to really push the ball down the field. Do you give A&M even a puncher's chance against Alabama on Saturday?
I think they'll be highly motivated to bounce back from what they've done the last couple of weeks against Arkansas and Mississippi State. They'll have the 12th man. They'll have the environment that will motivate this team. The biggest question marks I had, kind of similar to the Ole Miss game, what can Texas A&M offensive line do against Alabama's defensive line? Because the last few weeks, A&M's offensive line has not looked good, and that's led to a lot of problems for the quarterback, Zach Calzada. And, when he's not pressured, he's making some really good plays. When he is pressured, that's when A&M has been getting in trouble. Now, defensively, I think this is a really solid Texas A&M football team. I think they will give Alabama their toughest challenge of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama can only score, say, in the 30s or maybe the low 40s you can get to again. But I think defensively, they're going to get some stops. And I think for Bryce Young, this is just another game in his maturation as Alabama's quarterback of having to deal with a night crowd on the road. I think playing in the swamp certainly was helpful a couple weeks ago, but this will be another tough challenge because I think this is going to be the best defense that Alabama has faced all season long. That's what Coach Saban has been saying. So there will be those ups and downs with the Tide offense, but defensively, if Alabama can continue playing like they did against Ole Miss, and that's the challenge, keep it up from one week to the next. And that's what we have to see with this football team. So I think that's the big question in my mind. Can this defense have that similar type game? Because I think if they do, I think we could see a very similar result to what we saw against Ole Miss. But if A&M gains some confidence on offense, if they're able to move the field and combine that with more stops against Alabama than maybe what Ole Miss was able to do, we could have a ball game.
Roger, a 2-part running backs question. First of all, how gratifying was it for him personally and his teammates with Brian Robinson to have such a great game against Ole Miss? And how do you see it playing out with Jace McClellan on the sideline? Who's going to get those reps?
Well, first of all, for Brian Robinson Jr., I think he's one of the key leaders on this football team. He's somebody that's been around for a couple of national championships, and he really is looked to as a leader on this team. And especially when you consider that he, had to miss the Southern Miss game with a rib injury, I think everybody was fired up for him to have the day that he had and kind of have a day reminiscent of some of the great running backs in Alabama history, whether it's recent history like Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, or even going back to Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, or even back to the days of Sean Alexander. I mean, that was a great running performance that Brian Robinson Jr. had, reminiscent of great Alabama football. So that's the first thing. Everybody with the program's fired up for what B-Rob's able to do. He's been patient, kind of like Mac Jones. Waited his turn, has been surrounded by great NFL talent all around him. Now he's getting to display what he can do. You love seeing that. You don't like seeing the injury for Jace McClellan because he was playing so well, both in passing attack for the Crimson Tide and running the football as well. And I think the main person we're going to see step up is Roydell Williams. He's speedster. He's looked great against Southern Miss. Had an 80-yard touchdown run that was impressive last year against Arkansas. He's a guy, I think, with more touches, and as he kind of builds up his strength, I think is going to get better and better. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more reps for Roydell Williams. And then Trey Sanders, the longer he's removed from that car accident, the more he's able to work with the strength and conditioning staff to getting back to where he was before that tough injuries that he sustained last year around this time of the year. I think he's going to continue to be a very solid option as well. So even though it's a tough loss for Jace McClellan, Alabama does have numbers and does have the guys that can play, I think, to really try and make up for that injury. And I think a lot's going to be expected out of Brian Robinson Jr. I think Alabama's going to ask him to do a lot more with McClellan being injured.
visiting with Roger Hoover from CTSN as we do each and every Wednesday. Just want to get your take on, going to Kyle Field. You got A&M, you got Jimbo's comments preseason that Coach did a really good job of just kind of throwing them aside and, saying he's talking about golf. And but also Coach always says, look, it's inevitable that at some point in time, one of my assistants, even though it's 24-0, is going to beat me. Talk about going to Kyle Field. This was supposed to be the game at the beginning of the year. And right now with Texas A&M with 2 losses, maybe not the kind of hype that would have been surrounding it. How does Nick Saban, how does this team keep their focus and realizing that this is still a very formidable opponent? If they can just get some offense, going in the right direction, they were picked to do very well this year.
I think Coach Saban will use a lot to motivate the team, talking about, we haven't earned anything yet. You can be as happy as you want about the Ole Miss game, but this group does such a good job bouncing back and getting back in that, road mindset. You got to go out there and be the hunter. And he's probably telling him, it's tougher to play there than it is in the swamp. And Texas A&M, Kyle Field is an amazing experience. I got to go a couple of years ago for the first time when Tua led Alabama to a win back in 2019. And, when you're in that press box and start swaying back and forth during the Aggie war game, it is something. So I think he's going to build up the fact that Alabama has got to play its best football because, again, A&M is going to be motivated. They're going to be organized. They will be ready to go for Saturday's game. Despite the losses we've seen, despite the fact they're working with the second-string quarterback, this is an opponent that will be ready to go. And I think the one common denominator for all of Coach Saban's former assistants is they know what Nick Saban football looks like. Now, maybe no one to this point in 24 attempts has been able to defeat Coach Saban, but they know his weaknesses, they know his strengths, and what his football teams do. So I think they will be highly motivated, and Coach Saban will definitely have this team ready to go, because if there ever is a chance for a letdown, you don't want it to be after you played so well against Ole Miss. The motivating factor for the Tide this week is we have to keep it going, and the next opportunity to do that is Saturday night.
Roger, just looking at Bryce Young through about the first quarter of the season or so, what's your assessment of his play? Is he where you thought it would be, or has he exceeded your expectations? I'm not sure what the odds are in Vegas for the Heisman, but I assume he's got to be right at the top.
I would think so. He's looked so good. He has been so composed, leading this football team both on and off the field. I've really been impressed with the way he can just scramble out of the pocket and just stay composed, be able to find his receivers downfield. I think he uses the running backs in the passing game in a really creative way, and he's shown that he can take care of the football. He's only had one interception that was kind of a tip ball, and Coach Saban said it wasn't necessarily his fault. He has just looked really sharp, and I want to see him run the football a little bit more. I know we got to see that a little bit against Ole Miss, but I want to see him tuck it and run, because the way teams are defending Alabama, there's so many yards to pick up, and if he needs a quick scramble on a 3rd down and 6 to get a first down, I'd love to see more of that from him. But really no complaints. The way he's conducting himself and allowing this offense and getting the ball to his playmakers, he has been really, really impressive at this point.
Roger's always great stuff, my man. Have a great week, and good luck at Kyle Field. It's Alabama, Texas A&M coming up this weekend. It's going to be a great matchup and a great atmosphere. Thanks, my man.
Hey, thank you, Jay, Lars. Really appreciate it, Matt, as well. Always enjoy listening to the show, especially when you guys talking some NASCAR. It's always a good time. But thanks again.
Oh, thanks. I can do that.
We did a lot of that yesterday, definitely, no doubt. Roger, thank you. All right. Hey, fully promoted. Are you fully promoted? Do you struggle with finding new ideas for branding and marketing and really just any of that type of stuff for your business? Well, your organization may be trying to find unique items or really things that people like to receive and use. In today's competitive environment, your brand needs to stand out to get noticed. Fully Promoted offers that with extensive branding marketing solutions to really get your name in front of your potential customers. They have local experts that specialize in putting your name on apparel, team gear, caps, promotional products, trade show items, also printed materials, and so much more. They provide access to actual samples you can feel and touch, and also personalized service to assist you and your company with product selection and decoration methods that's going to take your brand to the next level. Call Fully Promoted today. Their number is 205-406-6430. That's 406-6430. And mention that you heard this out on the Jay Barker Show for that special discount, that special offer. 205-406-6430 is the number. Are you fully promoted? All right, we'll continue hour number 1 here on this Wednesday edition. Thanks to Roger Hoover from CTSN joining us, and we'll continue. Stay with us live from ABX.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently, and our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to take my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle, no stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything, handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had trying to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.co.
All right, welcome back in. We had some Chris Owens audio there where we're going to play, and technology, computer kind of locked up on us. We'll get that to you here in just 1 second. And shout out to Josh. Josh every day is doing like 100 tasks. He needs to be an octopus. For real. And hopefully I just did not take us off of StreamYard. I'm looking at, where did I go?
I still got it.
You still get it?
Yeah,
good.
we're
Okay,
good.
Speaking of technology,
oh Lord,
I can't get there. My inability to handle it. I'll leave it up to you guys.
There you go. Oh, back. Perfect.
It
All right,
is,
so I didn't take us off.
It's old,
I don't think I did.
It's Old Testament rain outside right now.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And coming down like crazy. But we were talking earlier that just about with Roger, Alabama going to Kyle Field. We remember the comments that Jimbo made preseason, and even some of the other comments in the SEC media days. And you look at those things, and you think about just the fact that at that point in time, everybody had them picked to be. This is the team that's going to really compete with Alabama for the first time in a long time in the West, and now sitting with 2 losses and a really tough loss to Mississippi State this past weekend, Matt.
I was surprised, but then I did kind of a deep dive on what's happened to them, and Lars and I were talking about it. They lost their starting quarterback, and the second guy isn't all that good right now.
Yeah.
In all that season. He probably has
He's
the
a young
physical
guy.
tools, but
Yes.
he's a young guy. He's been thrust into a terrible situation. But they're down to, I think, 4 wideouts, 3 corners. They're starting 2 true, not freshmen, true freshmen up front. So you always kind of hate to lean on the injury factor, but I think in the case of Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M, Large, it is absolutely huge.
Yeah, so this is Jimbo's 4th season, Jay, at Texas A&M, and boy, we really thought that that this was going to be their year to challenge Alabama. Alabama was their only loss last season that prevented them from SEC title and an appearance in the SEC championship game. They finished 8-1. They were number 5 in the final CFP selection committee rankings out of the field of 4. So they were 1 out. Everything seemed to be going in the right direction, but now they've back-to-back losses to Arkansas and to Mississippi State, and so that's ended A&M's playoff hopes. So, Jay, you have known Jimbo for a long time, and maybe you could give our listeners just a real. Maybe you could give our listeners just a real quick overview of your relationship with Jimbo and how far you go back. But I think it's fair to ask in year 4, has he been a disappointment given the contract that he signed?
Yeah, I mean, definitely with the contract he signed, I don't think he's quite at the where they were hoping maybe. I mean, this year was going to be the year, right? I mean, I felt like this would be it, but even with Kevin Mon, he could not get over the hump, and they're paying him a ton of money. And for paying that kind of money, you expect your team to be competing each year for that Western side. And here's the problem for Jimbo right now, and for everybody in college football, and especially in the West, is you got Nick Saban, you got Alabama, and even as much as you want to and hope that you're going to push through with the amount of money they paid him, that they're going to become the first number 1 team in the West. It's going to be hard right now. It's going to be hard until Nick Saban is gone for Jimbo to hit that spot. As coaches said, it's inevitable at some point in time that assistant will beat him, and a lot of people felt like Jimbo had the resources, had the contract, had the ability to recruit into Texas and other areas, also the Southeast, LSU, Louisiana, because of where he had been for so many years, and that he would be the one that would have a chance to really build a program. And right now, not living up to expectations. Not saying he's going anywhere. I don't think that A&M still thinks a lot of him, and I've known him since I was in high school when he was playing over at Sanford, and he actually was the first one that taught me how to play the position of quarterback, and he was a lot wilder.
He
back
could
then.
play.
He could
I mean,
play.
he could play. He set all kinds of division. Was it 3 then? 2
He did,
then?
yeah.
That record.
He had a lot of fun in Birmingham. Let's put it that way. I think that hurt him a little bit with the UAB job a while back. But he's a great dude, great guy, and a really good football coach.
Matt, what's your assessment of Jimbo Fisher and the state of the A&M program in year 4?
Last year was pretty darn good. And I think
But
I was
you know what?
pretty vocal.
Alabama thumped them, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really thought he kind of got jobbed on not being in the playoffs. Probably would have gotten thumped again.
I agree.
I wouldn't call
Who was
him
that 14 that got in? Was it Clemson or Ohio State?
Ohio State.
It was Ohio State.
Yeah. But
no, is that right?
I wouldn't say he's.
Who did Alabama play in the first round? No,
they beat Clemson.
The first round.
No.
Yeah. So
Ohio State. No, it's Ohio State. Man.
Yeah.
Oh man, memory is
I know, it's horrible.
But I wouldn't say he's a disappointment, but I would say he's been less than expected. Here's something I wanted to pitch at you guys, and it's certainly a factor at Kyle Field. 100,000 Ags are going to be there. Of course, there will be, a select number of Alabama fans. But are you guys amazed at how much crowds have had an effect on play calling? Florida had 8 offensive offsides calls at Commonwealth Stadium. That's not the Swamp. That's not Happy Valley. Are they going to have a factor there? And as my first question went, are you surprised, Lars, that they're having that much of an effect, and why?
I think it goes back to last year because basically no fans.
Yeah,
right. And so it's been 2 years essentially since since the players have played in front of big crowds. And you look at Bryce Young, you got to go all the way back to when he was in high school. And so, it's having a big impact. Have you been to Kyle Field, Matt?
No, I haven't. It's a bucket list
neither have Jay and I. I've always wanted to go there. I want to go there for the Friday road trip. I always want to go there for the Friday night tradition where they all get together in the stands and they do whatever that is.
Well, they have what's it called? The Yeller? What is the fan?
Yeah, the 12-man group. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a specific guy that is selected to lead the.
Yeah. The Yale group, right? Or Yale?
That's it. Yale group, something like that.
Yeah. We need to find out.
I should know that.
Outside linebacker coming out. Alabama's outside linebacker Drew Sanders expected to miss Saturday's game at Texas A&M after having surgery on his injured hand. Alabama coach Nick Saban said Wednesday that Sanders is probably going to be out for the game. It was maybe a little worse than we thought, so he's going to be game to game here for a few weeks. Sanders was already filling in for Week 1 starter Chris Allen, as we know, who suffered season-ending foot injury against Miami. Sanders stepped into a starting role and has a total of 20 tackles this season so far. And his 4 quarterback hurries is tied for the most on the team. Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell could see increased playing time as Sanders recovers. On Monday, Saban announced that running back also Jace McClellan suffered the season-ending injuries we talked about during Saturday's win over Ole Miss. But, man, Drew Sanders has been playing lights out, and hate to lose him on the deepest side of the ball.
He's a special player, and Matt, that is really the one position that Alabama can't afford to take another hit. And I know Will Anderson, very special player. I think when he's 100% healthy, the best defensive player in the country. But I still don't think he's even at 100% after that cut block earlier this season we talked about against Mercer. But your reaction to the news here?
It's not as bad as it was 4 years ago that Alabama lost like 4 linebackers. So right now we're down to 2, but it looks like Sanders is going to be okay. I didn't realize he's going to have surgery on it, so that surprised me a little bit. But on the positive side of that, this kid has absolutely stepped up, and I think he's played beyond what many expected. But as far as linebackers, given Texas A&M's lack of ability to score points and their injuries on that side of the football, I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference. Now, if it continued throughout the year, I think you'd see that it was going to damage Alabama's defense.
And also the A&M is not who we thought they were, so maybe that helps too.
Yeah.
Next man up is always that motto of that, hey, you prepare like you're starting. You got to be in that process, and some guys now are going to get some chances. I mean, this is now when you get a chance to go shine and show some guys under the lights. Sean Alexander. I mean, it wasn't until injuries till we saw what he could do against LSU. And goes out and scores like 4 touchdowns in one game, and they go, what happened? I even asked Dabo that question. Dabo said because he's never done that in practice. He didn't like to practice, and it really frustrated the coaches. And then they saw him play, and they went, okay, you don't have to practice.
I remember
just show up on game day.
Getting on the stone. Why ain't you been playing him earlier?
Yeah.
Well, didn't practice worth a crap.
That's right. Exactly right. All right, small, medium business size business owners out there, were you aware that there are additional government stimulus dollars available to your business outside of the PPP loan? If you had employees, retain them during the COVID-19 pandemic, there's up to $33,000 cash refund per employee available to you, no matter if you had a financial loss or gain. For over 23 years, the tax attorneys and CPAs at E-Tax Breaks have been identifying tax credits, cash refunds available to businesses through more than 3,000 federal and state programs. Now, these are not loans, so they don't have to be paid back. These E-Tax team has recovered over $2 billion for their clients to date and can serve you nationwide as well. The best part is there's no fee to find out if you qualify. They work off what's called success fees, so no financial risk to you ever. You pay nothing unless they find the credits or refunds for your business, and about 90% of small businesses are eligible, so take a few moments, reach out to these guys and see if your business qualifies. Go to etaxbreaks.com or simply call 855-659-1231. That's 855-659-1231 for etaxbreaks.com. All right, we'll continue. We'll wrap up hour number 1 here on this Wednesday edition, live from AVX. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
The Beach Boys, live in concert. Over 5 decades of timeless hits. October 14th at Tuscaloosa Amphitheater. The Beach Boys, 2021 Field Flows World Tour. Buy reserved seats now at Ticketmaster.com. VIP packages available at thebeachboys.com and MikeLove.com. Part of the Coca-Cola concert series.
I need tech that can make me as productive in my home office as I am at my office.
It's possible with Staples Connect. How about a PC that'll help me get the most out of my day and my budget? Staples Connect makes it possible with the tools you need to work from anywhere. And now get up to $200 off select PCs, like the Lenovo IdeaPad 5i with Intel i5 processor. Explore what's new at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/17. In-store only. Limit 2.
If you're a homeowner or business owner and need glass installation, sales, or repair, call 345-3511 and talk to the glass pros at Alabama Central Glass. They specialize in beveled mirrors, window glass, furniture shops, insulated glass replacement, storefronts, shower doors, tub enclosures, and acrylic. Alabama Central Glass also has vinyl windows, and they offer residential window repair. Call 345-3511 or visit the Alabama Central Glass showroom at 3878 Greensboro Avenue, Tuscaloosa.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Everybody loves Taco Casa. Everything we do in our store, we prepare in our store. We hand cut all of our tomatoes. We block and shred our own cheese here in the store. So we still hand cut our chips, our sopapillas, our taco shells, our chalupa bowls. Our chili takes about 4 to 6 hours to make every single day. The goal in that is to provide the freshest, best quality to our customers. So we just look at it as, hey, basically, we're your kitchen. You're just coming to eat in your kitchen. Taco Casa, under the biggest cactus in town.
Fall in love with easy savings at JCPenney's Friends and Family Sale. Make yourself cozy with up to 50% off savings across the store. Plus, take an extra 30% off with coupon now through Sunday. Bundle up with new men's and women's outerwear styles. Or warm up the family in Exertion Activewear. Plus, give your home a refresh for less. New fall styles, great fall savings. JCPenney. Offers and coupons valid through 10/10. Some exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Ms. Reno.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being T-boned on McFarland. He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One name, one call, one firm. Mesrano.
No representations made that quality legal services to be performed is greater than quality legal services performed by other lawyers.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Mostly cloudy, occasional showers and thunderstorms are likely this afternoon and tonight. The rain could be heavy in spots. The high today 79, tonight's low 66. Tomorrow mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers showers and thunderstorms around, at the high at 80. I'm James Spain on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 77 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
I think it helps us set the tone for what we want to be as a team. We know Bryce is really talented. We have some talented receivers, but we don't want to be a one-trick pony. So being able to have a balanced attack both in the air and on the ground, it'll just help us be harder to game plan for throughout the weeks. And that's just something we need to build on because we never know what type of game we'll be in, whether it's a shootout or a grind them out type of game. We've got to be able to have both styles of play in our repertoire. I think we've been growing as a unit, getting some chemistry. I know last game was kind of the big coming out party, but as we watch film this week, we feel like there's a lot of plays where we didn't finish as well. We still left a lot of points, a lot of yards on the field. But it's important to take a game like that and just continue to stack on top of it because at the end of the year, we want to be able to play our best football. So building up against really good teams while we can is going to really help us. Yeah, I think the biggest thing we learned, which is something Coach Saban has mentioned to us a couple times, is that you can't allow the home crowd to get back into the game, especially if you're playing really well, because they're just going to feed off of that momentum. And as you saw in the Florida game, we came out in the first half and we played pretty well. But in the second half, we struggled, especially on offense, moving the ball as much as we could and leaving some yards on the field, especially when we kicked the one field goal. So we've got to be able to not only deal with the noise, but also be able to finish the game so that way we can eliminate the home crowd out of it because they're a really good team. And we know that them coming off of 2 straight losses, they're going to be hungry, ready to play a really good team in us, and they want to get back on track.
All right, welcome back in. As we were talking about earlier, Drew Sanders out for the A&M game. That is the breaking news. We knew about Jason McClellan, and but the linebacker who's been a really impactful linebacker for the Crimson Tide ever since Chris Allen went down and now had to have surgery on his hand, out to be expected out longer than they thought, Lars, going into this game against A&M, and it's going to be game to game from here on out, kind of seeing how he recovers and, hopefully they can wrap it up, do some things over the next couple of weeks, and get him back on the field. He's been such an impactful player.
Yeah, and but looking at the running back position, Matt, how big is the loss of McClellan, and who takes over that sort of third down role? Is it going to be Trey Sanders? Roger Hoover mentioned that Trey seems to be getting stronger and stronger in his rehab. And I've been surprised at his lack of carries. He didn't get any carries last week, and my gut tells me that they're kind of saving him.
He came in with all the credentials in the world, and we've seen flashes of it. But I too wonder about his lack of carries. Maybe you're right. Maybe they're saving him up, for the late season push. And I think now they can probably save him a little bit more because what B-Rob did against Ole Miss was pretty good. He had 36 carries. With all of the history of the Alabama running backs we've had in the Saban era, do you ever remember when I'm getting that many carries? That was 36.
Derrick Henry.
At 36.
Didn't Derrick Henry have 42 against Auburn?
Yeah. But that was 36 out of 50 total rushing carries. And a few of those were Bryce.
So, Jay, obviously, B-Rob is a 3-down back, right? And he's very good in pass protection.
Yes, very good in pass protection. He's a guy that you keep feeding him the football, and the better he gets. I mean, people knew that since high school that, feed him the rock, give it to him, and he's going to get stronger and stronger as the game goes on. Trey Sanders, he had the injury, then he had the car accident, and his story has really been great about seeing a guy come back. I mean, they really didn't know if he would be back on the field, and the way that he's recovered, the work he's put into it. We've talked about this, Lars, before the season. We wanted to see him do well this year and see him get on the field and see him really make a great comeback. So, again, as guys get hurt, as guys are now not able to play, it's next man up. It's your opportunity to shine. So some of these other guys will get a chance to really go out there and shine in a way that maybe they wouldn't have got a chance to.
Yeah, and injuries are a part of the game.
Yeah.
So far this year, do you think Alabama has been hit harder than most with injuries, or is this just sort of par for the course?
Yeah, I don't know if it's harder than most, but definitely it's some key positions at running back, at linebacker, and we'll see, kind of how hopefully this will stop. This will be it. All right, hour number 2 is coming up next. Stay with us. We're live from ABX and also the Kathleen Brune, P. Brune Memorial Leadership Open. We'll talk about that coming up on the other side as well. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurants. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and processes are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.co.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff. Its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Who you are is more important than what you do. The only way that you're going to have any kind of success in your life, you have to buy into a process of what it takes to reach a goal. How can I be the best I can be at what I do? How much of your time was spent and how much was it invested in your goal? You can't do it unless you can overcome adversity, because that's what makes great things great. is the things that you had to overcome to accomplish them. We have about 5 choices in our life, and everybody has a choice as to what they want to do and how they want to do that. But if you're going to be excellent or elite, you got to do special things. You have to have special intensity. You have to have special focus. It doesn't matter what God-given ability that you have, but without the rest of it, I'm not sure you ever get excellent or elite. You have to have toughness. What does it take to break you? I don't care what circumstance you're faced with. What does it take to break your focus, to make you give in? You're tired or you don't feel like giving effort or finishing the play like you should. I'm not saying it's our goal to try to break you. It's just the way it is in football. It's going to be difficult if you're getting yourself ready to play at a high level. And just because you got beat on the last play, that can't affect the next play. That's breaking you. Your frustration is breaking you. What does it take to break you? We should help others. We should serve other people all the time. You cannot be a leader and affect other people if you're not willing to serve other people. Think of our lives as every day we should appreciate the opportunity that we have to accomplish and affect something. Earn this. Everybody made all these sacrifices for you to live. Go live a good life. Be a good father. Help other people. Accomplish something of significance. Make a difference. That would be my message to everybody here. Make a difference and help everybody's spirit in a positive way. God bless you and roll tide.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992, winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist for the Heisman Trophy, voted the SEC Player of the Year, and was drafted by the Green Bay Packers, also seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. He is the winningest quarterback in Alabama history, 35-2-1, member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is Lars Anderson, New York Times best-selling author, 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated, and professor at the University of Alabama. Live from the AVX studios in Birmingham, Alabama, The Jay Barker Show.
I would say pretty well. Bryce is my guy. We would talk about basketball, 2K, got familiar with him being a quarterback because I was the second team center behind Landon, and of course he was behind Mac. So we got really familiar then, and coming into the spring, we continued to build that chemistry. And I think one of the things that Bryce does really well is that he's very personable, and he actually takes the time to get to know everyone on the team. So it's not just him learning his receivers or his offensive linemen. You know, he talks to defensive players as well, some of the training staff. You know, he's just a very personable guy. So honestly, getting to know him and growing a great friendship with him really wasn't that hard. It was kind of just natural.
All right, welcome back in. And again, Bryce and talking about Chase McClellan as well, and a number of things happening right now that we heard about earlier today. Drew Sanders, the linebacker for the Crimson Tide, is out with a hand injury, and it'll be week to week, Coach Saban said on Wednesday. So a lot of things that have gone on as far as the injuries at that particular position. So a lot there. We got some special guests in studio with us now, and we were talking about it earlier. Is we were going to break. The Kathleen P. Bruin Memorial Open is coming up, and don't worry about that. I can settle down. But great to always have Paddy Bromberg in studio with us, and you guys, I hope you're doing well, and a lot to talk about today.
So glad to be here.
Yes,
thank y'all for
definitely.
having us.
Thank you for having it.
So tell us, or tell our audience, kind of what's happening, and kind of how they can be involved, and what you guys are all about.
Well, I'm going to let Sean tell y'all we have exciting news, and I'm going to let her speak about that.
Yeah, so last time we were here, we were Campfire, Alabama, and now we are Bridgeways. So we're operating independently, which allows us to focus on issues and needs specific to our own community while expanding the services we offer locally to young people, educators, and caregivers. So it's been a really exciting year for us. But like so many other organizations, the pandemic obviously presented many challenges. I guess it would be fair to say, you know, the face of education completely changed. Our in-school programs, you know, we couldn't get in there and deliver them. The field trips at camp were canceled, so we had to completely adapt our programs quickly, but very intentionally to meet the needs of the students, educators, and parents we serve. So we started offering our programs virtually and free of charge to area schools. We created a new program at camp called Fletcher Academy. So we blended virtual learning with the traditional camp activities, and that was a huge hit and really helped parents out. And then this summer, we started working with and partnered with the Birmingham City Schools to deliver programs to students at West End Academy, Robinson Elementary, and Sun Valley Elementary, who were participating in Birmingham City Schools summer enrichment programs. So it's been a busy 2020, 2021 for us, but I think we can all say that we're super blessed that we've been able to support our students, educators, and parents during this unprecedented time.
So you guys are going to have a golf tournament on Wednesday, October 20th at Greystone Golf and Country Club. And Jay and I and our whole crew were out there last year.
Woo-hoo!
And
it was a
Lord knows I had a good time. Maybe we won't get into the details of all of that. But I don't care. We can talk about it. But
you got a chair.
Hey, I got a chair. I won a flight over down into the St. Lucia. I'm still working on getting down there. But Patty, just give us an overview of what Bridgeways is and how it came to be.
Well, Bridgeways, well, you talking about the golf tournament itself, actually, right?
Well, no, just what we're supporting here.
Oh, okay. Well, what we do is we support kids from 5K to 12, and we teach social emotional learning, and kind of our core values are kindness, caring, and respect for every individual, and value them as a human being, including themselves. So we just really take time to work with youth and give them a good path.
And what to you? What was your calling to come to this?
Well, actually, my history is I'm a floral designer artist. So I came in as the event planner coordinator for Campfire. That's how I started. And so I have a passion for children and kids, and especially youth. I've worked with youth for a long time with my children all through like church youth and everything. So this kind of just is a continuation.
So how can people be involved? Like I'm looking at sponsorships, title sponsorships, presenting sponsors, official sponsors, foursome sponsors, playing in just the golf tournament as a foursome, individual tournament entry for an individual player, executive whole sponsorship, and whole sponsorship that is a little bit different as far as pricing. So the tournament schedule 8:30 a.m. and is kind of the pre-registration or registration for players at bag drop off. Last year it was so much fun. You had so much to eat, so much to drink, so much to do right there early on.
Red Vodka's going to do their Bloody Mary bar again.
Oh wow!
Right when you get there, so that'll be fun.
Row.
The beginning to the end.
Yeah, exactly. So then the welcome announcement up at 9:45, 10 o'clock is the tea time. Shotgun start. Last year we got to start earlier.
Yes,
y'all let us go off. I think right
y'all
at 9 or somewhere. We went off pretty good bit earlier in order to get done and in order to get
It's the
back.
only way to get Jay and I up early is to go to golf tournaments.
Yes.
And then afterwards we had the reception. We'll be doing our show there live like we did last year there at Greystone Legacy. If you've never played Legacy before, this is a great chance to play it. And
beautiful.
Everybody talks about Founders, and Founders is a great competitive course and great tournament course. Legacy, you feel like you've gone to an entirely different place. The setting is different. The grass is different that they use on the course. It's really like you've kind of gone out in the country a little bit.
It's real laid back.
Real laid back,
and
it's
like
long course. It's a lot. I think it's a pretty good bit longer than Founders, but a very, very challenging course. But how can people get involved? How can they call you? How can they sign up for this golf tournament?
They can go to www.bridgewaysal.org, or they can just call the office, Bridgeways. We're off of Oxmoor Road, so we're not far.
They can call us at 205-324-2434.
And that's the number. It is a Texas scramble.
Okay.
Don't ask me what that means. That means an omelet.
That's what I would think it meant too.
Okay, but that's the format of
Yeah.
the tournament.
What is the Texas Scramble, Jay? I'm putting you on the wreck. I'm putting you on the
I'm
spot.
trying to think right now because here's what I normally do. I look at my guys and go, "What did they say? Can we pick the ball up and clean it? Can we, place it back? Can we? How many mulligans did we buy? Oh, we didn't buy any. Well, we'll put them on credit.
Yeah,
we'll pay for them when we get back.
We will have mulligans and a power ball. You can drop, so you can get some little farther down the course.
I think Texas Scramble is everybody plays you play best ball all the way.
Each player in the group tees off as normal. Okay. And the best of the 3 shots is chosen to be used for your next shot. Then each member of the team hits their shot from that spot. And this process continues until the hole is played out.
So it's just one.
It's
taking best shot.
It's basically best ball. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna have some
Texas
awesome
Scramble.
prizes.
Texas Scramble is just a fancy word for best ball, or a fancy description for best ball.
Okay.
And yes, last year, I can't believe I won the trip. Still have it, and
you still have it?
Yes,
I do.
Oh, I thought you said the other day you thought you're like, no, it's probably gone.
No, I actually found it the other day. Yeah, and
that was a nice office chair, by the way. Like ergonomic, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, I felt like Steve Martin in The Jerk, taking the office chair.
You did. You looked like
to my car.
Wait, you won an office chair too?
Yeah.
No, actually,
and
Pat,
you won that, didn't you?
Pat did. Oh yes. Oh my gosh, we still have that.
Yeah.
I forgot about
There's
that.
the big blue
I
bottle.
noticed it on the way in.
Yeah.
Can't
We're going to have awesome prizes again this year. Like JB and Company has donated a beautiful piece of jewelry that we're going to raffle, and we have just some really cool things because we're going to do the prize table instead of having like 4 of the same thing to give to every team. You get to kind of go up and pick what you like. So there's going to be all kinds of awesome
Lars
stuff.
will give you some signed autographed books. He's got
I got
the latest 2 out.
Yes,
one on Dabo and one on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I will give
take
many
that.
books as long as you rig the
Rig the game.
rig the game for me. Yes. Again, wink, wink.
Yes, we're going to have lots of libations and funness, and
Yeah.
hopefully the cigars on the course again. And it's gonna be a good time.
I'm not a big
Yeah.
cigar guy. Are you, Jay?
No.
Well, Jay, we have a picture of you in here with Gene
I
Stallings.
mean, I've got one right here.
Wait.
Yeah, but it's got
But it's like the most famous picture
Yeah.
of you. But is the cigar unlit?
it's unwrapped.
Is it for the third?
It's not even wrapped. It's still wrapped.
Oh, it's still wrapped. Did you ever light it?
No, it's still there, and it's in Knoxville.
So that's the third October,
it's still
right?
wrapped. Yeah,
From,
wrapped.
Wow, I didn't.
And then I got this one the other day from Martin's little boy, Luca Martin, who was born recently. So Martin Roca, a lot of you know him, that owns ABX, Jay Sperry, CUI, everything else, pretty much. But he had a little baby boy the other day, so I got that one.
Wow.
I'm not sure I'm sure it's probably one of the best you can buy.
That is
Just know
that is a thick cigar.
Well, thank you guys for coming in, and always
Thank
great.
you for having
Thank you,
Patty,
Thank
for
you
y'all to come in
having
and all
us.
that you're doing. And the golf tournament is outstanding. People are going to love it, and get signed up again. Give them the phone number, 205-234. Is that right?
205-324-2434.
Okay, 324
2434.
2434. There we go.
Trouble with the accent.
I messed you up. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. And before we go to break, though, let me tell you about Local Realty, one of our great sponsors. Jeremy and Gina Miller have done a terrific job when it comes to selling homes. And with Local Realty, what they do is use a flat fee. $2,900 flat fee for Local Realty for a $500,000 up to a $500,000 listing. So you're going to save thousands of dollars. Look, it's your biggest investment. A lot of times, your home, and you should get the most out of it. And that's what they believe. And they know that you're going to turn around, either buy a new home, whether it's vacation, retirement, whether it's for any type of things that you need for you and your family. They want you to take advantage of that. They're 5-star on Zillow, so a great company, got tons of great testimonials, so thousands of homes. But check them out, localrealtyflatfee.com. Remember, a $2,900 flat fee on the sell side, up to a $500,000 listing. It's going to save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. Go online at localrealtyflatfee.com. That's Local Realty, flatfee.com for more information about Local Realty. All right, we'll continue hour number 2 right here on the Jay Barker Show with Lars Anderson and Matt Coulter, and we appreciate all the folks joining us today as well. We'll be back. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
To remind pet owners that Progressive covers pets on our auto policy at no extra charge, we're making a really cute pet-themed radio commercial. Hear that snoring? 2 sleeping puppies. Oh, they're awake! And they're heading over to that cute chubby baby that's just sitting there. What? Oh, now they're licking his face. Words will never do this justice. You'll just have to picture it.
Get coverage for your pets with an auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
So, what are you sipping? Whether it's our freshly ground coffee to wake you up or an icy Polar Pop cup or Froster to keep you going, our new Sip and Save drink subscription at Circle K will keep you refreshed every day. Join Circle K's Sip and Save and grab any size drink every day for just $5.99 a month. Yeah. Start sipping and saving today. Just sign up with your mobile number when you check out at Circle K. Limited time offer at participating locations.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Under the biggest cactus in town, Taco Casa. Quality is number one. You got to start with a good quality product, but it's got to be at a good value to the customers.
Everything is about quality.
You just can't beat the quality, taste, and value.
And it's because we take pride in providing you with the best.
Good customer service and good food, good quality.
We want to make sure that we give that to them each and every time they come and visit us. The sense of pride that we have in the quality, the consistency of our food carries over to everything we do in the stores. That's Taco Casa.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again. Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill. I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code WIN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code WIN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WIN.
If the Oral-B IO electric toothbrush had a theme song, this would be it.
I think you're gonna wanna see this.
Oh, you're going to want to see it, all right. Only IO technology combines Oral-B's dentist-inspired round brush head with gentle micro vibrations for a clean that'll
Make you say wow.
Exactly. Get the wow of a professional clean feel every day with the Oral-B IO.
You're gonna see what everybody's talking about.
Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Mostly cloudy, occasional showers and thunderstorms are likely this afternoon and tonight. The rain could be heavy in spots. The high today 79, tonight's low 66. Tomorrow mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms around. The high at 80. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 80 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Didn't have as much time, but had a chance still with 2 minutes and like 30 seconds to go. Might possibly get a drive, and we didn't. But there was a lot of ifs, ands, and buts in the game. Thought we did get better in some areas. Some areas we got to find a way to make better plays, and certain things we do. And we got to coach them better. We got to put them in better position. and go back to fundamentals. And like I say, there's, wish you're somewhere here to say there's a magical formula or a potion. It's about going back and being fundamentally sound in the things we do, our concepts, our schemes, and when having 11 individual battles and you winning your battle within the concept of the offense, the defense, and the special teams allows us to be successful and how we coach them and put them in those situations. So we'll get back to that, play hard. The guys, again, obviously we're very disappointed and down, but understand that there's a lot of football left and a lot of work we can do, a lot of room that we can get better, and we have to do a better job coaching and playing. So.
Would you mind taking us through the process of play calling, how involved Coach Dickey is? I know it's obviously a passion of yours. You got to be on your toes. You got to be.
No, we are. We all have suggestions, and we have our calls going into the game and where we're at, gaining information up top, what they're in, what they're doing, and how it's going. But at the end of the day, I call the plays.
And I guess my question is, how do you do that? And I'm not saying philosophy-wise. I mean, actually, how does the process work?
What do you mean? You just call the play on the headset, and they signal in.
That's it. Yeah. And how often do you interact with Coach Dickey?
Every play.
Every play. Okay.
And then other coaches on the staff and while the drive's going, they'll be getting me down in distance, field positions, and we know what we've talked about going in that drive, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. Got to tackle in space better. We had some opportunity. We just didn't tackle in space, and we had a holding. We had a cover down, had a perfect scenario with about 14 minutes to go, and unfortunately got a holding call on a pass interference that cost us a big play. So, I mean, there's a lot of things we can do better. And obviously, listen, when you don't win a game, you go back and you reevaluate everything. You look at everything. Why you did it. You ask why you made that call, why you made this call, why you made that call. You do that each and every day of everything you do. When you win, still making sure why you do it. But when you lose, you're evaluating everything. And like I say, we just got to coach better and play better.
All right, welcome back in as we continue live from AVX, the Jay Barker Show with Lars Anderson, Matt Coulter in, as well as we got a lot of games to talk about other than just that Alabama A&M game. It's a big weekend. Oklahoma and Texas. You've got that game, number 6 versus number 21. Still not thinking Oklahoma right now is number 6 team in the country. 11 a.m. start, so it'll be an early kickoff. And I'm sure they'll do the big show at noon, whatever it's called, then getting ready for the noon game. Maryland at Ohio State also will be a great one. You've got Arkansas at number 17, Ohio State's at 13 versus 17. And Lars, in this matchup, you got 2 teams who came in last week, one to Georgia, one to Alabama, and then one number 2 teams in the country, undefeated now with the 1 loss. Which team can bounce back from that? It's going to be a big matchup for both these teams and a big game for both the teams to figure out if they can regroup after both with tough losses just a week ago.
I'm sorry. I was a little distracted there. You mentioned it was which 2 teams?
Arkansas and Ole Miss. Yeah.
Yes, Arkansas and Ole Miss.
Yeah, I know we had somebody come in the studio.
Yeah.
Patty.
Yeah.
She didn't want to leave.
I'm so impressed with Sam Pittman. Yeah. And what he's done at Arkansas. And remember, Jay, you and I talking last year, we really thought that they were going to go 0-10, just in SEC play only, right? And ended up having a good season, and they reach I don't know, about number 8 in the polls or so. And boy, they had a real sort of awakening against Georgia last week. But I do think Sam Pittman is probably going to be the SEC Coach of the Year based on what he's done. Yeah, I look for Arkansas to get on track. How about you? What are your what's your analysis of these 2 games?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's at Ole Miss, so I think in Ole Miss yeah, and again they can really put up the points, and they've got the firepower. Can Arkansas slow them down like Alabama did? What will Arkansas's defense learn from what Alabama did against them? And I know, Matt, we talked about this yesterday. It was pretty much they sat back and played defense. They didn't try to do a lot of stuff. They played pretty simple, and that allowed their athletes just to react and be better than the guys on the other side. But I was bringing it up because you were helping Patty out and just saying that this game, for both these teams, bouncing back from playing number 1 and number 2, coming in undefeated with a lot of expectations for both teams, that now which team can regroup the fastest and the best? Can Lane Kiffin get his group back better and being at home? Can Coach Pittman get his group back better and be able to hopefully go in and get a win at Ole Miss and keep Arkansas on track?
I told Lars during our podcast on Tuesday that this is the official Lick Your Wounds Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Arkansas just got hammered.
To use that line.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Well, I got it. By the way, the Texas scramble deal, I thought there was more to it than that. Anyway, that just popped into my mind for some reason. But Barry Odom is the key factor here, and he's going to look exactly what Pete Golding did. And I guarantee you, if he likes what he sees, and he should, he's going to do something similar. But it is a bounce-back game. How do you react? How do you react mentally? And it's not like you just got edged out in Tuscaloosa or in Athens. These two teams got throttled. So, emotionally they're down, but they also have two pretty good emotional coaches. And I think Pittman from one side and then Kiffin from another. They'll have them ready. And the winner of this game is going to continue to compete strongly in the West. And the loser could, but we'll soon see. But that's a very, very interesting matchup based on what happened to them last Saturday.
I'm really interested in Auburn, Georgia.
Yeah.
And a big storyline is whether or not JT Daniels is going to play the quarterback for Georgia. He had an oblique injury earlier this year, but then he came back and started 2 consecutive games against South Carolina and Vandy. But then he was pulled in the first quarter against Vanderbilt, and they later described his injury as a grade 1 lat sprain. I don't even really know what that means, Jay. Do you?
These are called lats, Lars.
But I understand what the lats are, but grade 1.
I don't know. I mean, I've never had a lat sprain, so I can't give any background on it. All I know is that it is key, in throwing. I mean, think about all the movements and especially deceleration of the arm when you're throwing the ball. So, that's where you feel it the most probably. In your lats, but in every using all those movements, your shoulder muscles. For him, if he's not feeling comfortable, used to when you had those issues, they shot you up and you played and you kept going.
I remember you telling me about that.
Oh my gosh,
what they would have to do to you. Whoa,
ankles, toes, shoulders. To the worst was the stomach in South Carolina when they put me on one of the carts that said lay back over the cart, feet on the ground. That way it would stretch out my ab muscles so they could put the needle where they needed to. And in order to get, but it worked out really well until showering right after the game. It began to wear off, and man, it was killing me on the
Didn't
plane
you
ride
tell
home.
me you described the length of the shot, the length.
It wasn't that big, man.
Well, no, it wasn't that big, but you did. It's a big old needle.
It was about
and then
about that long.
Sometimes they stick it down in your muscle and move it around.
Yeah.
Lars, are you glad you're a
Totally
writer?
bad,
I'm
too.
sure glad I'm a sportscaster. I'm a big baby. I don't think I could do that.
So that Georgia Auburn game, Auburn at number 18, Georgia sitting at number 2 still, and looking like definitely one of the best teams in the country athletically. But Auburn right now, they've got them at home. And, it's weird to even talk about this game right now, is it not? I mean, you always think about this game being late in the year, being that, kind of one of the last games towards, Alabama. I know for Auburn and for Georgia, probably glad they get a little more rest after that. So, but, this is going to be a fun game to watch and see which Auburn team shows up.
I mean,
because they're building off a lot of momentum.
Yeah. The best game of Bo Nix's career was Saturday night in Baton Rouge. And he's got to have more confidence than he's had since he was a true freshman in beating Oregon. And Jay, that play we talked about, that 4th and 2, where he scrambled all the way to the right, broke a tackle, and went all the way to the left and completed a touchdown. But if JT Daniels can't go, it's Stetson Bennett. And, he's led Georgia to wins over Arkansas, and he's completing 71% of his passes. But, I've told Matt this in our podcast many times, and it
many times.
It's like when I see Stetson Bennett out there.
You think of you and Roy McIlroy?
No, yes. Roy McIlroy is the exact same height and weight as me. I think the proportions on Roy are a little different than me, but I feel like when I see Stetson Bennett out there, and I want to root for him, it's like me playing SEC quarterback. And we saw what Alabama did to him late in the game last year in Tuscaloosa.
And what's funny is Stetson's probably the same size as Bryce. Nobody really brings up Bryce's
they're different. They're different players.
They are.
So they're completely different players.
Yeah.
And I think if JT Daniels can't go, that I think Auburn's got a smidgen of a chance.
Yeah, maybe a smidgen. And I don't want to be a nay Auburn guy. I don't think that's going to make a big difference. That defense is so overwhelming, and they are number one in the nation. They stop the run, they stop the pass.
They do, yeah.
They do everything necessary. Kirby's got, man, they are so fast and talented. But did you ever find out what the line was? 14.5, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Just to be brutally honest, I think Georgia wins this by 3 touchdowns.
I'm glad Patty's just roaming the studio.
Lost her keys.
She's behind you.
During this commercial break.
Right in the shot, coming around, looking around.
You know we're on YouTube now, Patty, right?
We're going to help you.
That's one of the worst feelings in the world. Losing your keys, losing your wallet.
So I need the clap thing that the beats are going on.
All right, during this break, we're all going to help you find it.
Hey, do you struggle with finding new items for branding, marketing your business? If so, your organization may be trying to find unique items that people can really like to receive and use. In today's competitive business environment, they're showing you now looking around, environment, your brand needs to stand out. To get noticed, Fully Promoted offers extensive branding marketing solutions to get your name in front of your potential customers. They have local experts that specialize in putting your logo on apparel, team gear, caps, promotional products, trade show items, and printed materials. They provide access to samples you can actually touch and feel, and personalized service to assist you with product selection, decoration methods, taking your brand to the next level. Call Fully Promoted today at 205-406-6430 and mention that you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for that special offer. 205-406-6430. Are you fully promoted? All right, we're going to go try to find Patty's keys, so we'll be back. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
Following this summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, the eyes of the world will turn to Birmingham, Alabama, and the World Games 2022. Next July, the world will come together for the South's largest international sporting event since the 96 Centennial Olympic Games. 3,600 athletes will compete for gold in 34 sports, including lacrosse, softball, gymnastics, flag football, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Buy yours at twg2022.com.
When you go to turn on the lights, you expect them to work. Our team at Alabama Power does too. But sometimes, extreme weather and events test our system. Knowing we're out there making repairs helps, but answers are what you deserve. So, we're rolling out new tools to keep you informed, especially during storms. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see outages in your area and get updates on repair times. And sign up to get personalized outage alerts on your phone or computer for free. Learn more at alabamapower.com/alerts.
In all three phases. When you watch them, you pop on tape, you can see why they have the record they do and the type of performances that they've had. They got very good players. They play hard. They're well coached. And that shows up on a consistent basis on film. So really a credit to them, for the type of consistency that they've shown throughout this season. And they got a lot of great players, too many to mention, but some guys that really stand out on all three phases, really. And I know they make that important, and they coach that, and they emphasize a lot of things that make them a good football team. So we've got to do those same things as far as our preparation goes, of emphasizing the stuff that's important, making sure that we're detailed in those areas, and then coming out and having a good week and getting ourselves prepped and ready for this game. Our guys should be excited. It's a new week, new opportunity, new challenge against a really, really good team. And hopefully, most importantly, it's a chance for us to kind of build off of what we've done this season so far.
All right, welcome back in as we continue live from AVX, and we got a short segment here, and then we'll finish up the hour. But a lot that we were to be talking about as far as the games and things that are happening over the next this next weekend. The early game, Oklahoma, Texas, big matchup there for the two teams, number 6 versus 21, Maryland and Ohio State. Also, one of the early games, you got also the Arkansas Ole Miss game we brought up earlier, Vanderbilt, Florida, South Carolina at Tennessee, 11 a.m. start as well. Auburn and Georgia, as we brought up, 2:30. You got Boise State and BYU playing at 2:30 tomorrow. Also, Florida State is at North Carolina. North Carolina not really having the year that a lot of people thought they might. And the ACC. ACC has really been struggling. Clemson with 2 losses as well, as we've talked about many times. As you're going down, also coming up, UAB, Florida Atlantic. They'll be playing at UAB, so back to Protected Field Stadium and have a chance to watch your UAB Blazers. Great crowd there this past weekend, and the stadium itself is just unbelievable. So hopefully UAB can not only get back in the stadium and get their first win, Lars, against Florida Atlantic.
2 days ago, Matt and I were talking, Jay, about who we thought would be, if we had to pick right now, the 4 teams that would make the college football playoff, and we agreed. So I want to get your take on who you think would be the 4 teams that you would pick right now that will be in the college football playoffs.
Alabama 1, Georgia 2, Alabama's B team 3, and Georgia's B team 4.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. That's it. Hey, welcome Trent Richardson walking in studio with us. What's up, Trent? How you doing, man?
Bomb.
But probably I don't have Oklahoma there. I would think
we're going to find a lot. We're going to find out a lot about Oklahoma on Saturday against Texas.
Yeah, Penn State's probably in there, right? I mean, so you think?
So who's the best team in the Big Ten? I mean, that's a big question. Is it Iowa? Is it
Iowa? Definitely.
Ohio State.
Nobody's thinking about
Ohio
Michigan.
State now is
Michigan
playing really
is
good.
5-0.
Hey, the Huskers are going to take down
Oh,
Michigan.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Michigan's going to go bye-bye.
red.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a huge game for Nebraska. I know I talk about Nebraska too much, but
Cincinnati's right outside there. I mean, they're playing so good.
I don't think Cincinnati's going to make it in just based on their resume. I think a one-loss Oregon team, a one-loss Ohio State. Unfortunately,
just not the brand. Yeah.
Cincinnati's best victories are going to be over Indiana and Notre Dame. Cincinnati needs Notre Dame to win out.
that's a good point. But
Notre Dame's not winning out.
Their schedule and, you said their resume, Bearcats are probably not going to make it in. A few things could happen, and they might. But
can you
I want to go back
imagine
to your question? You said, who's the best team in the Big Ten? You say Ohio State. What do you Jay?
I mean, Penn State's playing great right now.
They are.
Yeah, I'd probably just have to go. I'd go with them right now. Ohio State to me still has not. I mean, they're 4-1. They don't look like the Ohio State that we've seen in the past. They probably missing a really good wide receiver.
That still just baffles me.
And that was their fault. It wasn't like Alabama went out actively recruiting him, and they weren't playing him.
I mean, we had Matt Finkus on before the season, who knows all things Ohio State, former All-American at Ohio State. And he was like, yeah, Jameson Williams, he wasn't going to see the field that much.
Right.
And then I know Bill O'Brien, Jay, who said, yeah, if there's two guys better than Jameson Williams at Ohio State, I'd like to see those two guys.
You've seen Alabama's wide receivers and who was returning, and we all know what he's got in the cupboard with the recruits that he's had coming in. So it's not like it's Alabama. I think they needed him in some ways, but I think they've been all right without him. But he comes in there, and he's a number one all of a sudden. And
he is the number one.
And physically, technically, in every way.
JoJo White's going to be special, too, eventually.
All right, Trent in studio with us, and I got to get his thoughts about Brian Robinson this past weekend. 4 touchdown touchdown runs, just 171 yards.
Don't you two look so comfortable?
We're close together right now. Our eagle eye camera went out, so we're actually. It was when you were trying to find the key.
Yeah,
you kept walking by it so many times that it just went. Like it couldn't focus.
There's enough of Matt. Let's get something else.
So Trent's with us now, and want to get him in, and let us hear his thoughts on how B-Rob played this weekend and the loss of McClellan. That's a big loss for now. It's next guy up, step up and play.
Yeah, with Brian, man, I think that was a tremendous act of being every down back and being that guy that's been there for 4 years. It was 4 years now for him, and showing that that he's ready to step up and be the leader of the team. And I feel like, man, this guy, he been had it, learning from Najee, learning for those guys that's been ahead of him. And, you can't forget about the guys like Josh Jacobs that was there with him at the same time too, man. He had a great room that, that taught him. And, man, just that performance, man, it just shows that, we could run the ball. And I thought, me and Jay said the same thing. And I thought we was going to be able to run the ball with, that kind of crazy defense they ran with the 3 defensive linemen and they dropping 8 back. I think that is crazy in a way that, that people play defense like, that we can't run the ball in the SEC or we don't run the ball at Alabama. You cannot think that, when you got a back like Brian Robinson, you got you got backups like, Chase and Jace. Jace. Jace, you got Trey and you got, a whole bunch of guys that can just pound the ball every play. And a guy that's I think he's 230. Brian's 230.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's a big guy running that ball, man.
What weight did you play at when you were at Alabama?
I was 230. I played at 230.
Do you see a little bit of yourself in him?
I see more of Glenn Coffey.
Yeah,
when I look at,
that's a great example.
Brian, because Brian, Glenn was more of a solid runner. He wasn't too fancy, but he made sure that he got the job done. And when you talk about Glenn, he was a solid runner, man, and he knew his craft. You knew that he was the guy that studied day in and day out. And you look at Brian and you look at Glenn, they're focused. His focus has been like laser. And you can tell that his perfection of the game right now is amazing. Cause I've seen a lot of backs around the world, in college football, but right now, man, talking about a solid back, ain't nobody doing it and he's not even real fancy. He just getting the job done. And you think about Glenn, that's how he ran. Glenn was not fancy at all. He didn't celebrate. I don't think I seen Glenn do was tap his head a couple of times when we got in the end zone. and Glenn didn't talk that much. But I can tell you when I was on a recruiting visit, Glenn only said one word to me, man. One thing he said, "You ready to run this ball next year?" I said, "Yeah, I'll be there." He said, "Okay, well, that lets me know I got to go to the league." and that's what that's a real story, man. And then other than that, man, I see Brian into that footsteps, man, and I see even listening to his interviews, listening to him talk, he appreciate the time that he spent with those guys that came before him, and he appreciate his offensive line so much, man. I can tell you that.
All right, great to have you in today, and see you brought your daughter with you as well. So that's awesome. I want to remind you about small and medium-sized business owners out there, etaxbreaks.com. That's etaxbreaks.com. You may be aware, may not, there are additional government stimulus dollars available to your business outside of the PPP loan. If you had employees and retained them during the COVID-19 pandemic, there's up to $33,000 cash refund per employee available to you, no matter what. If you had a financial loss or gain for over 23 years, the tax attorneys, CPAs at eTax Breaks have been identifying tax credits and cash refunds available to your businesses through more than 3,000 federal and state programs. These are not loans. They do not have to be paid back. The eTax Breaks team, they've recovered over $2 billion for their clients to date and can serve you nationwide as well. The best part is there's no fee to find out if you qualify. They only work off what's called success fees. So there is no financial risk to you ever. You pay nothing unless they find credits or refunds for your business. So about 90% of you out there, small businesses, are eligible. So take a few minutes and reach out to these guys. See if your business qualifies. Go to etaxbreaks.com, etaxbreaks.com, or simply call 855-659-1231. That's 855-655-1231. That's etaxbreaks.com. All right, we'll return live from AVX, and we'll wrap up hour number 2. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
If you're a homeowner or business owner and need glass installation, sales, or repair, call 345-3511 and talk to the glass pros at Alabama Central Glass. They specialize in beveled mirrors, window glass, furniture tops, insulated glass replacement, storefronts, shower doors, tub enclosures, and acrylic. Alabama Central Glass also has vinyl windows, and they offer residential window repair. Call 345-3511 or visit the Alabama Central Glass showroom at 3878 Greensboro Avenue, Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa Tire and Service, they've got the big brands you know and trust. Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Cooper, and they can finance for you as well. When you need routine maintenance and alignment, a tune-up, Whatever it is, belts, hoses, just basic stuff, or when you don't know what's wrong with your car, truck, or SUV, make it Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They're dependable, they're trustworthy. That's why they've lasted for over 36 years. Skyland Boulevard, McFarland Boulevard East in Northport on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard. Check out the website, TuscaloosaTireandService.com.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
When you needed your mom, she was always there with the Vicks Vapor Rub. She used that soothing scent to calm you. And her mom used it to calm her. And her mom, well, you get the idea. Vicks Vapor Rub's always been there. It always made you feel better. And today, it still does. Bring back those childhood memories with the comfort and care only Vicks Vapor Rub can bring. Vicks Vapor Rub, family tradition for a reason.
To remind pet owners that Progressive covers pets in our auto policy at no extra charge, we're making a really cute pet-themed radio commercial. Hear that snoring? 2 sleeping puppies. Oh, they're awake! And they're heading over to that cute chubby baby that's just sitting there. What? Oh, now they're licking his face. Words will never do this justice. You'll just have to picture it.
Get coverage for your pets with an auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Football season's here. Time to cheer on the home team. Another team you can get behind is BMW of Tuscaloosa, your hometown BMW dealership. Our roster of players is here to ensure you draft the right car. Our starting lineup of new 2021 BMW vehicles is stacked with all-stars, including 7 sports activity vehicles, each crafted to balance dynamic power, spacious interior, and impeccable design in ways only BMW can. Visit BMWofTuscaloosa.com or stop by to get to know your hometown BMW team.
So, what are you sipping? Whether it's our freshly ground coffee to wake you up or an icy Polar Pop cup or Froster to keep you going, our new Sip and Save drink subscription at Circle K will keep you refreshed every day. Join Circle K's Sip and Save and grab any size drink every day for just $5.99 a month. Yeah. Start sipping and saving today. Just sign up with your mobile number when you check out at Circle K. Limited time offer at participating locations.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Mostly cloudy, occasional showers and thunderstorms are likely this afternoon and tonight. The rain could be heavy in spots. The high today 79, tonight's low 66. Tomorrow mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms around. The high at 80. I'm James Spanley on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 80 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Schaefer Plastic Surgery, one of our great sponsors, Chris Schaefer and the patients treated like family. And when you go into the consultation, absolutely free, your natural beauty will be revealed in the safest ways possible with transformative results, superior care. Their patients benefit from innovative expertise, professionalism. Dr. Chris Schaefer, nationally recognized expert innovator in aesthetic plastic surgery. So go online and check it out for yourself. Schaefer Plastic Surge, SURG.com, SchaeferPlasticSurge.com, or give them a call at 205-278-7969. That's 278-7969, located on Highway 280 across from Grandview Hospital. Real quick, Matt, before you ask a question to Trent, TJ had a birthday yesterday. I want to say happy birthday to TJ and Trenton, right? Is that T-R-E? Yeah. I mean, I know it's Trent.
Yes,
but,
Trenton.
Trenton, yeah.
Trenton.
Happy birthday. How old is TJ now?
He is 9 years old, and he reminds me of that every day.
What I understand, he's a little bad, you know what, on the field.
Oh yeah, he got a Jay Barker arm, and he played defense. He played defense like Rolando McClain, and he got DB skills like Antonio Langham, man. I love it, man, because with all the talent that he got, he's so quiet, he's so humble, and you wouldn't even believe that this little boy will pick up a book before you pick up any type of ball, and that's my most proudest moment, that he can pick up.
You get that like he's like Lars in that man. Yeah.
Well,
just like Lars.
Quiet and humble is not Langham.
I hope Antonio's good. Hey, quick, who picks up carries with McClellan out?
You know, that's tough.
Roy Dale?
Yeah,
probably so.
I had to say that, and because with the progress that he's made and with everything's been going on in a direction, it look like that's what it's gonna be.
All right, great questions, and Trent, great to see you, my man, and Lars Anderson. Matt, thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
As always, and all the guys out there listening to Josh Smith as well, our octopus type producer who's getting these 8 arms to do everything he does each and every day. We appreciate him and all his help and the great work that he does. Thank you for listening. Join us tomorrow again for our Thursday edition, live from AVX. Have a great day. We'll see you.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurants. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and processes are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Following this summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, the eyes of the world will turn to Birmingham, Alabama, and the World Games 2022. Next July, the world will come together for the South's largest international sporting event since the 96th Centennial Olympic Games. 3,600 athletes will compete for gold in 34 sports, including lacrosse, softball, gymnastics, flag football, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Buy yours at twg2022.com.
At Schaefer Plastic Surgery, knowing they treat you like family, you get a free opening consultation. Not normally you get that for elective surgeries. You do with Dr. Schaefer. And he also combines experience gained from nearly 2 decades in practice, 8 years in advanced training to achieve beautiful, transformative results for his patients. As a board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Schaefer's goal is to exceed expectations while being dedicated to safety before, during, and after the procedure. Go online at SchaeferPlasticSurg.com. That's Schaefer Plastic, SURG.com, or 205-278-7969. For more information and located on Highway 280 across from Grandview Hospital.
A Town Square media station. WTUG HD2 Northport. W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9. And streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Game on! Game on! That's the name of the game, defense.
He's going right, and he's not going to make it. Christian Barmore goes laterally, and he'll stop Teague short of the yard line to gain. And Alabama will take over on.
That's part of the game.
Looks wide open, left side. Najee out of the backfield, makes the grab at the 10. Cuts inside the defense. He'll fire forward. He's got a touchdown.